events.
A heated rivalry continues tonight in Saskatchewan. The Roughnecks roll into town looking to sweep the season series as they battle for home field advantage in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Rush look to rebound after a loss to Calgary last week with the help of a new acquisition. It's the Calgary Roughnecks and the Saskatchewan Rush next. Live from Treaty 6 territory in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan in the SaskTel Center. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Bod with you this evening as the West Conference rivalry heats up and the playoffs. This one has big implications as it's the Battle of the Prairies for the third time this season. And the playoffs, oh, we're getting close to it, partner.
It is the march into May as we get oh so close, and every game starts to mean that much more. In this one, you and I hate hyperbole, but this one's absolutely massive for the Saskatchewan Rush for a lot of reasons. Looking right now in the playoff format, of course, the top 4 teams out east are going to make it. The top 3 out west will make it for sure. And then they've got a wild card spot, the crossover spot, if you will, for the next best record from either conference. So right now, if you're the Rush, you're not only worried about the Colorado Mammoth, you're also worried about the Halifax Thunderbirds and Philadelphia Wings, who are playing tonight as well. So it's huge. One of those teams is going to go to 7 wins tonight, Cody.
And Calgary obviously chasing San Diego for top in the West. Their offense, it's running through Jesse King, right? He has been so good. 70-plus points this season, 14 of which have come against Saskatchewan.
That's good, right? Especially coming up in those rivalry games, 14 points. He sticks out like a sore thumb in the best way when you look at this Calgary stat sheet. It's just boom, 72 points. It's right there. This guy's been everything for their offense this year.
And Saskatchewan needs to find a little bit more offense. The Roughnecks have held him to 6 goals twice this season. So at the trade deadline, they go and acquire Reese Dunch.
Yeah, a big name if you've been following the NLL for many years. And if you haven't, he's going to bring some right-handed firepower to this Rush lineup. To me, they've been missing a big righty since moving on from Ben McIntosh. Reese Dunch could be that guy to step in and elevate this team into the march to May.
Standing by with Reese Dunch right now. It's the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Sabina Mott is ringside.
Newly acquired forward Reese Dunch joining me. Reese, what's the last week been like now with your new team?
You know what? Awesome. Very warm welcome. A bit of a whirlwind at the beginning of the week, but you know, reset. I've played lacrosse for a long time, so I just want to help this team win.
So talking about being a seasoned player, of course, what are you bringing to the team that has quite a few younger players?
Just that, experience, poise. You know, like I was saying to you earlier, this team's only a few goals away from being sitting nicely in 2nd place. So I think, you know, if I can just help us get over that edge with some just experience play this weekend, it's going to be good.
All right, thanks so much. Good luck tonight. Coming up after the break, we've got face-off. Calgary takes on the Rush.
The March to May is brought to you by Alterna Savings Credit Union. Visit alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. By NLLstore.ca, a Fanatics experience. Officially license everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now more than ever, you need the best. Let's take a look at the officials tonight in Saskatchewan. Crew Chief Todd LeBranch. Game officials Blair Ferguson, David Westwood will join him, and Ian Wilson is your shot clock operator. Now over to the guaranteed rate starting goaltenders this evening inside the SaskTel Center. Christian Del Bianco goes for Calgary 9-4 this season, 9.46 goals against average, 8.13 save percentage. Across the floor from him, Alex Bouquet, 0-0, 5-7 on the season, 10.88 goals against average and a 7.71 save percentage. At the dot, it'll be Mike Messenger taking face-off duty, 60% on the season. Chris Wilmot with him at 41%. Refs ready, balls down, and we are underway on Co-op Field at SaskTel Center. Calgary will get first possession. Zach Currier on the floor. Scratches this evening for Calgary. No Shane Simpson, no Zach Hairwires. Mitch Wild also finds himself on IR for Saskatchewan. Isaac Enju and Mike Mallory are going to be sitting this one out. On the run, Josh Currier, the former rush forward, hands it off for Jesse King. 14 points in 2 games. Over to Currier, quick stick, bounces wide.
And on top of our starting goalies, Cody, one big thing to point out, Christian Del Bianco has great stats this year, even better against Saskatchewan. He stopped 76 out of 88 shots. That's an 870-some save percentage for Del Bianco.
It runs for the new guy, Reese Dutch over to Mark Matthews, takes one early. It's behind Del Bianco on the rebound, scooped forward by Bobby Kidd III, who was staying and playing, and he misses the net by inches.
Does not miss by much. It was almost like the English of that had on it from the save off of Matthews, forced it to spin away from the stick of BK3.
Aiden Dixon up top for Dan Taylor, another former rush on the floor. The North Carolina product, Tanner Cook to the middle, fake shot. And Bouquet biting for a second. Now he finds himself on the wrong side of the road. They're going to have to bring it back through the righties. Waters through the middle. Dan Taylor up top, defended by Jared Smith. Jesse King now, little pop inside. Jake Boudreau is all over his man, and he forces a turnover.
Now, if the Rush are going to win tonight, it's a big game for them and a big game for Calgary. They're going to have to slow down the transition attack of Calgary there. Calgary is great in transition, so-so when they're setting up on their offensive series. So if they can stop them in transition and contain them on offense, the Rush will have a chance to win tonight.
Dan Lintner up top. Over to Mark Matthews. Down intended for Reese Dutch, the new addition. And Derek Keenan acquired him for a 3rd-round conditional pick from Colorado on trade deadline on Monday, as the ball's grabbed now by Tyler Pace. 11 points against Saskatchewan in 2 games so far this season. Pass gets behind Delks, out in front, and is picked off by the rookie Ryan Barnable, who wants to go for a run. Barnable's got numbers if he wants. Garland and Messenger are with him. Holding Garland down for Barnable into the crease. Shot got deflected by Cook, and he turns it over.
Barnable's had some success against Calgary early in his rookie year. Had a beauty goal last week, standing on the doorstep and sneaking one by Del Bianco.
Tyler Pace had 26 goals last season. He's up to 20 already this year. Kyle Waters now trying to go high to high. Bouquet with a save. Rebound, he's got him as well. Alex Bouquet on the rebound. 2 huge saves for Saskatchewan.
That's the start that Bouquet needed. He's been trailing off the last few games. He needed a couple big stops to get his momentum going in this one.
Saskatchewan going back the other way. It's Connor McClellan all by himself. Short side. Del Bianco makes a big stop, falling to his left.
Leading that Calgary transition attack as you watch it there. Del Bianco, 18 assists on the season. Those are crazy numbers for a goaltender. The record in the year, 23. That's Eric Miller and Pat O'Toole. Thanks to NLL Stat of the Day on Twitter for that one.
Dan Taylor over to Cook. Up top, Barnable defend. Jared Smith now caught on the wrong side. Josh Currier's on the run. They'll fire it over to King. 72 points on the year. Trying to go top corner on Bouquet as the shot clock expires.
Jesse King, the Victoria product, one of the most dangerous players out here, if not the most dangerous player.
Smith up for Walter, and Walter's going to spin around. Walling down, he's stopped by Del Bianco.
We've talked about it all year, Cody, that we want to see the Rush running more. They've started slow in so many games. Nice to see them pushing the pace early on in this one against a team known for its transition attack.
Hobart alumni, Chris Wilmot. He'll drop it off for Dan Taylor. Jesse King now, defended by Kyle Rubish. Taylor towards the middle. Bobby Kidd III will step up on him. Pass over to Currier. Big wind-up. Save made by Bouquet. A rebound falls to McClellan. And you can see already Saskatchewan wanting to push the pace as they'll run it through. Ryan Keenan now on the floor. Austin Madronic cuts to the middle. Boudreau's going to stay in play too. Keenan for Church. Past the restraining line has Keenan in front. Jake Boudreau's all alone, and he's stopped by Del Bianco.
He might be the best player in the NLL right now, that being Christian Del Bianco, showing off what makes him the best with a nice little save on Boudreau there to keep this thing scoreless.
Tanner Cook will slow things down. Hayden Dixon now one-on-one with Barnable. Inside spin move. Good switch by Matt Beers to get himself up top. Now Dilks, the captain. He'll defend Cook. Ball's up for King. Ends up on the turf for a second. Fadeaway shot, scores. Calgary opens the scoring as Jesse King's got his 29th of the season.
He's also got 13 more points. The next leading guy in this team, Jesse King. The offense is going to run through him, and you're going to see it all night long. The Rush had him isolated up top. Dilts just lost him for a second, and next thing you know, that's Jesse King. If you're going to give him a little bit of room to shoot, he's going to take it low to high, beats Bouquet under the arm, and Calgary's first real great chance. First defensive breakdown we've seen by the Rush is in the back of the net as he goes betwixt the arm and the jersey of Alex Bouquet for a 1-0 lead for the visiting Roughnecks.
We saw all 4 goals in the opening quarter in Calgary last week go stick side on Alex Bouquet, and they've got another to make it 1-0 inside SaskTel Center. 9:56 left to go in quarter number 1. Dan Littner on the floor. He'll hand it off to Mark Matthews. 7th in the league in assists with 51 so far this season. Defended by Eli Salama. Matthews spins down low. Pass up top, reads Dutch. Outside look goes wide. Walter's got it behind the cage out in front for Littner, and he's stopped by Del Bianco. Walter again now trying to avoid a double team. Gets a backpack in the form of Eli Salama, and Calgary heads north.
Sabine had a chance to talk to Mark Matthews on our radio pregame show before coming on air here. He seems motivated, angry. Expect a big game out of him tonight, Cody.
Josh Courier. He'll run to the far side corner as Jesse King up top. Dan Taylor now picks set by Cook. Taylor over to Courier, back for Cook, sneaks under pass. Rubish goes 5-hole, and it's behind Bouquet and in. Tanner Cook finds the back of the net, and he's got 20 on the season.
How about that move by Tanner Cook? It's not often you can fake out maybe one of the best, if not the best, to ever play defense in the NLL. But watch what he does. He leaves Kyle Rubish in the dust. One quick move going from his left to his right, a good shoulder fake, and Tanner Cook in tight. He doesn't miss, as you mentioned, Cody, for the 20th time of the year, going airborne. Looks like it's a clean goal. Number 20 for Tanner Cook, and despite some good energy by the Rush, it's 2-0 already for the Roughnecks.
Messenger and Willman back on the strike. Mike Messenger, the hammer, run right through Manning. Takes a crack off the coconut, and he'll throw it back for Boudreau. Ryan Keenan now. The Cali kid jogs it up for Austin Madronic. He'll swing it around the horn. Dan Littner is there, and he's pushed back. Ryan Keenan looking for a lane to pass through. Back of the restraining line, one arm down for Matthews. Keenan's out in front, and it's a left-hand save for Del Bianco.
Del Bianco has already made about 3 saves that look like they could have been easy goals. He's only seen 6 shots, but I'd call 3 of them glorious scoring chances by the Saskatchewan Rush so far. He's dialed in this one.
Courier for Cook. Out of the corner is Dan Taylor. 13 on the shot clock. He'll walk it up over the restraining line. Josh Courier, former Saskatchewan forward. He'll run it around circle drive. Dan Taylor now. Pass back door intended for Waters. He's got Dilks all over him. He got the shot off. And Bouquet moving to his left. Got a piece of it.
After 2 goals, he probably wants back. Nice to see a big save out of Alex Bouquet. Maybe he can settle down his team a little bit here and get them going.
Ryan Dilks, the captain for Clark. Walter on the run. Swim move around Courier. Walter to the net, and he's stopped by Del Bianco. Ball's still in the crease, and Robert Church won't be able to get it out.
He's so good at playing goal. It's a treat to watch Del Bianco play lacrosse. He's been so good this year, so good his whole career. They called him a phenom coming up for a reason.
Pass back for Dan Taylor. Quick stick scores. Calgary's up by a field goal with 7:31 to go in quarter number 1.
Few former members of the Rush combining early on in this one to make them feel the pain for letting them go. Dan Taylor, former member of the Rush, and the one time I ended up in traveling with him because of a snowstorm. Me, him, and Mark Matthews had to drive from Rochester back to Toronto. Always been a Dan Taylor fan. Nice to see him getting his opportunity here and putting one behind Alex Bouquet. Just another quick move there. Again, under the arms of Bouquet, something they targeted. And it looks as though, Cody, we're seeing a goalie change. I'll do that thing where I creep down and try not to fall out of the gondola here at SaskTel Center.
Eric Penny is between the pipes now. He's got a .688 save percentage this season, the man from Rexdale, Ontario.
Bouquet's got the helmet off. Usually a pretty good indication this isn't just sit down for a second. This might be Penny's to run with for a bit here, Cody.
Penny picked up the biggest win Saskatchewan had last year at home over Colorado, and that was around the midseason point to turn the tide. They weren't able to make the playoffs, but it all started with Eric Penny against Colorado. Matthews now takes a cross-check up high, pass intended for Church. He's got to back it up. Cornwall's all over him, and Jeffrey Cornwall, scoring the biggest goal in Saskatchewan Rush history back in 2016, makes his first stop back in SaskTel Center. As Calgary still with possession, we've got 6:48 left to go in quarter number one. They're up by 3. Shots are 7-7 apiece. Now Hayden Dixon takes a shot, and Eric Penny's got to make his first save.
Penny comes in and he settles it down. A quick save, good rebound control, let the Rush run in transition.
Boudreau throws this one for McClellan, intended for Madronek. Somehow it got on goal, but Del Bianco made the save, and now they'll blow it down. So we'll step aside for our first TV timeout here inside SaskTel Center. Calgary up by 3. Dan Taylor has the latest on Co-op Field.
Welcome back to Co-op Field here at SaskTel Center, where the Calgary Roughnecks lead the Rush 3-0. And number 27 on Calgary, Josh Courier, is back on familiar territory as he's taking on his former team, the Rush. Since his trade, which was January 11th, he has scored 14 goals and 26 points, and it looks like they're just going to continue on that path tonight. Cody?
Thank you, Sabine. Back underway here as Calgary's up 3-0 with 6:27 left to go in quarter number one. Eric Penny between the pipes for Saskatchewan now. You knew they needed to change something, and although I don't think you blame all 3 of them on Alex Bouquet, sometimes this could just be Jimmy Quinlan saying, we got to play better in front of our netminder.
Well, I would agree with you 100%, Cody, but also look at Alex Bouquet's numbers as the season's worn on. First 6 games, he was on fire. Last 6, not so much. Let's see what Penny can do with the season darn near on the line.
Josh Courier thought about driving on Beers. Now he's going to push himself backwards. Hayden Dixon over to Jesse King, one-on-one with Rubish to the middle. He had a lane to shoot, and he tries to dish it off for Dixon instead. Up for Mike Messenger. Messenger has a break. Salama, the little man, back. Messenger runs him over, and he shoots it wide before Robert Church gets blown up by Leclerc, and he still gets the ball back.
That was a vintage Mike Messenger play. Blows up the defenseman, goes hard to the goal. Love it.
Robert Church on the run, low shot, kick saved by Del Bianco, and it ends up in row number 1.
Let's not forget, on top of Josh Courier, great feature there by Sabine, but also the man who scored the most important goal in Saskatchewan Rush history, Jeff Cornwall, also back at Co-op Field for his first go as a member of the Calgary Roughnecks tonight.
Reese Dutch, 2-time NLL champion, on the floor. Up top for Clark Walter. He'll drive on Salama, spin move, and the bouncer goes wide. Ball ends up down in the corner. Dutch can't scoop it off the turf, and there you go, Jeff Cornwall. Yeah.
It's almost like I predicted it coming. Jeff Cornwall, just a speedster, a great defenseman here for the Calgary Roughnecks. Another player that I'm sure Saskatchewan regrets seeing go, and really regrets seeing him in white and gray.
Jesse King, backdoor feed as Josh Courier runs into Eric Penny.
He was just catching up with his old teammates.
Saskatchewan back the other way. Boudreau, McClellan, crease dive, stopped by Del Bianco.
How does he do it? And he just keeps doing it, Cody. Like, the Rush have had their chances. They've started slow so many times this year, but tonight they've come out energy. Their transition attack has looked great. It's just Del Bianco is doing what he does best.
Tyler Pace, 2-man game with Dixon. He'll push Barnwell back, and now Pace bobbled it for a second. as he'll run it back over to the restraining line. Tanner Cook on the run, low to low. I think that hit his teammate Josh Courier behind the net, right in the shins.
That one never feels good as Courier with a little limp after taking one right in the ankle bone from the looks of it from up here, Cody.
Well, Eric Penny has settled things down for Saskatchewan, but they are still down by 3 as Christian Del Bianco, the best player on the floor so far. Quarter 1 when we come back.
Is partying your superpower? Well, the Calgary Roughnecks are packing the Scotiabank Saddledome with super fans on Saturday, April 8th for the annual Superhero Party. Secure your tickets now at calgaryroughnecks.com/tickets.
Cody, I got to ask you, if you could dress up as any superhero, which one would you dress up for if you were down at the Dome?
If I had to dress up as a superhero?
Yes.
Superman?
Can't go wrong with wearing the get you on the outside of the pants, right? I mean, it's not often you get to do that unless you dress up as a superhero.
I have seen the least amount of superhero movies as anyone in this building, unless there's someone who's like 2 months old. Then we're probably in a competition. But back on the floor here, Saskatchewan down by 3. We got a little 6-on-5 as they fake Brian Penny to the bench. Now they'll throw him back as Matthews' pass got deflected, ends up behind Christian Del Bianco.
That's the other change, too. When you bring Eric Penny in, I was talking about this actually at work today with some of my coworkers, you're able to run some of those 6-on-5 looks, the quick fakes with Eric Penny as he's a little faster back to the bench.
King, he's got one already for Dan Taylor. Dixon for the corner for Tyler Pace. Pass to King, wants the little reverse whip there. Goes over the net, got it right back into the net on his forehand, stopped by Penny.
Back to the superheroes, I dress up as Thor, only because it'd be great to wear a wig and actually have some hair for once. Although I would need all the fake muscle. I'd need one of those fake muscle suits to do it.
Connor McClellan back for Matt Beers. Ryan Keenan in front of the sin bin. Salama will defend. Looks like McClellan will stay in play. Here's the extra lefty. Matthews is out in front. Fake, and he tries to go low, and a massive kick save by Del Bianco.
I just don't know how he does it. That one, Del Bianco was basically in the splits. Matthews tries to sneak it under his leg, and he's down, and he's got the stop. I don't know how he does it.
Dan Taylor will walk it up from this near side. Jesse King flip inside. Pass got knocked down by Bobby Kidd III. He'll force the turnover and throws it over to Holden Garland. 3-on-3. Garland's got Barnable by the net, down for Lintner, trying to go 5-hole, and I don't think that one ever made its way on goal.
It didn't. The Peterborough native Josh Courier literally diving through the air like Superman to block the shot before it had a chance to get to Del Bianco.
Tyler Pace, 88 career goals for him in the National League. As Tanner Cook, 1-1 already this evening. Taylor near side half wall, and he bounces one off the post.
Former member of the Rush, he had a lot of mustard on that one as that ends up out of the field of play and a souvenir for about row 3 there.
2:04 remaining in quarter number 1. Tanner Cook, he'll drive on Jared Smith. Now he pulls it back, 20 on the shot clock. Pass goes Aaron, and Jake Boudreau wants to run up on it. Hayden Dixon's there. Flip intended for Jared Smith, but he was coming in to help pick up a loose ball. Smith still has it on the logo, and now the offensive experts hop out on the floor. Reese Dutch. 3 power play goals on the season. That's probably somewhere Saskatchewan wants to use them when they get that opportunity. Ryan Keenan spins around Callie, 6'6", towering defender. Dutch's pass knocked down by Cornwall as Dan Lintner tried to drive to the crease. Cornwall, he'll run with it. Scored a week ago against Saskatchewan. Pass over to Manning, and it's doctor time as he goes low on Penny.
I told you, Cody, that the Rush had to slow down the Calgary transition attack led by speedsters like Jeff Cornwall. They're confident when they have the ball. They're not looking. If they've got a chance, they're not looking to bring out the offensive experts. They're looking to push the pace, run the floor. Cornwall to Manning. Penny gets about 98% of it, but it does go betwixt his pantaloons and into the back of the net, and Penny gets beat for the first time this evening. But if you're slow in reverse transition here against this Calgary team, they're going to make you pay, and that's exactly it as Manning's got his 2nd of the year.
Dilks, he was having a few words there off the face-off. trying to bring up that intensity level for Saskatchewan. Now Willman, he'll run it in front of the Rush bench as he'll take a double team now from Messenger. Cleanly shaved, I will add. Still tough as a $2 steak though. Jesse King down for Josh Courier. Barnable's got the ISO, less than 60 seconds to go here in the opening frame. Tyler Pace thought about driving on the fly, and he's stopped by Eric Penny. The two of them connected for a President's Cup this past summer with the Ladner Pioneers. Holden Garland, kick comes from Barnable. Pass over to Church, and it's behind Del Bianco again. And now Garland trying to grab it behind the net. That's been a few that have squeaked behind CDB, but they haven't crossed the line.
His defense gets back in an awful hurry to make sure that that ball doesn't end up in the danger zone or a second chance. And now we're going to watch him run here to the bench as Calgary's going to go 6-on-5 for the last few moments of the first quarter, Cody.
Turn off the shot clock. They'll hold it till about the 8-second mark. Jesse King has it 6-on-5. Tyler Pace is the other one up top for a righty. Waters, he'll set the pick. Boudreau defends. King wide open. Shot got stopped by Penny. And the Hail Mary's not going to connect. Christian Del Bianco with the first quarter shutout. The Calgary Roughnecks dominant through 15 minutes of play. They lead Saskatchewan by a score of 4-0. King had the first. Waters and Cook with the others. Dan Taylor and Curtis Manning had the latest in SaskTel Center.
Welcome back to SaskTel Center. Calgary leads 4-0 against the Rush tonight, and tough start for Alex Bouquet, goalie for Sask Rush. Taking a look at his first six, the team was sitting at 4-2 with a just over 80% save percentage for Bouquet in his last six. That number has dropped to about 73 for his save percentage. Cody?
Well, Alex Bouquet on the bench. Eric Penny is between the pipes now. He stopped 4 of 5 in that opening quarter, but Saskatchewan has to climb a hill now. Down by 4. Shots were dead even after 15 minutes of play, 12 apiece. We're back in SaskTel Center. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Maud with you on TSN Plus, ESPN Plus, and the Rush Radio Network this evening. Saskatchewan wearing their home greens. Calgary in their road white jerseys. Is former Rush forward Josh Courier. Pardon me, Zach Courier gets the offense underway. King with the early bouncer. Penny's got his 5th save of the game, and from his knees, he sends the outlet out for Beers.
And the former Rush players have been a thorn in the side of the current Rush so far in this one.
Messenger, top shelf where Grandma keeps the good stuff, and Saskatchewan's on the board.
Let's not forget, right as he's going where Grandma keeps the good stuff, that Grandma Rush is here in the building tonight, Cody. Love seeing her back here, but Messenger, and I'm going to give you credit. In our pregame show, you said first goal scorer for Saskatchewan is going to be Messenger, and he just absolutely steps into this one, goes over the shoulder of Del Bianco. Just a beautiful goal showing that Messenger has the ability on both ends of the floor, and a big goal for Saskatchewan to break the shutout on that one. I'm sure Calgary fans not impressed at you saying the word shutout in the first quarter.
5th of the season for the Hammer Mess, and off that play a big hit. Bobby King III and Holden Garland teamed up to wallpaper a Calgary Roughneck as Penny. He'll set it up for BK3. Leclerc tries to push him, but he won't catch him. One arm scoop for Robert Church, leading the team in goals and points so far this season. Church, hop step to the middle, room to shoot, and he's going to peel some paint out in front. Walter, and he hits the same side.
Love the veteran awareness there by Mark Matthews to not try to shoot from a tough angle, get it to Walter, and he did not miss by much.
Calgary's offense back on the floor. Hayden Dixon, 18 goals, 31 points for the youngster. They'll run it through their lefties, though. Now near side corner, Tyler Pace walks it up to the restraining line again. Outside look by Taylor, got deflected. Penny still had to make a save, and the rebound drops down for Kyle Rubish.
I mentioned, Cody, that so far the former members of the Rush have been a bit of a pain for the team tonight. All 3 of them have at least a point playing for the Roughnecks against their old mates.
Dan Littner Clark Walters up top, down for Matthews. Only 1 point on St. Paddy's Day against the Roughnecks. Ball ends up in the stick of Zach Courier. Walter tries to hit him, but he rolls off for that, and here goes McKay.
Physical play for both sides starting to pick up, and to me, that's what the Rush need to do to stay in this. If Del Bianco is doing his thing and keeping you off the scoreboard, get physical, get the boys fired up that way if maybe a goal's not going to do it here.
Pace bobbled it. Garland was there, and then Messenger forces a back and over. Matthews is up, wanting a breakaway. They blow it in a little bit slower than Saskatchewan would have wanted. And Bobby Kidd the third bobbled it. Here's Ryan Keenan, outside look, and he scores. Ryan Keenan stings the corner for his 16th of the season, and Saskatchewan's down by 2.
I just mentioned that physical play was a key to keep this going. That's exactly what happened there. Mike Messenger forces the over and back. That creates the stoppage, which creates this chance here. Ryan Dilks over to Ryan Keenan. Little Ryan connection there, and he goes under the arm of Del Bianco, cutting the lead down to 2. As Keenan's got 16 so far on this year, and just an open look. I love the pass there by Dilks. Typically not a guy you're going to see a lot in transition or on offense, but instead he gets it to a guy who's been a shooter in this league for a few years now, and Keenan picks his spot and buries it.
That all starts with Messenger forcing the back and over by running over Pace. McClellan's got it. He takes a stick up high. No call coming. Boudreau wants to run. He burns around Courier. Low shot saved by Del Bianco.
I love that the Rush have not given away the game plan of running, getting their chances, getting their shots on Del Bianco. Just hasn't worked out so far, but I like what I'm seeing out of them pushing the pace, Cody.
Down by 2, just over 12 to play in the opening half. Pace for Taylor. Tanner Cook, the big youngster from UNC. Pace inside. King was wide open, and he's stopped by Penny.
Nice save by Eric Penny to slide over. Stops that with his left arm, a place that they were looking a lot on Alex Bouquet, who's found himself a seat on the bench for the rest of this one, it looks like.
Robert Church one-on-one with his former teammate. Walters on the run, and he tests out the right pipe.
The second grade A chance, second or third grade A chance that Clark Walter has had. He's having a great start to his career, looking like he's going to be a dangerous offensive threat for years to come for the Rush.
Ryan Barnable, swim move around 6'6", Reese Callies towards the net. He tried to dish it off for Walter. Ryan Keenan just got Saskatchewan second, and now Manning gives Barnable a shot up high. He sends the pick. Keenan misses, and Salama's going to have a chance back the other way, but a good reverse transition sends Matt Beers out the back gate. Dan
Lintner a little shaken up there in a hard pick on that last play. A little slow going back to the bench. Had to regain his composure before heading off.
Calgary will play physical. That's the Kurt Malowski way. Dilks, the Wizard, with a 1, knocks down the pass. Ball's on the turf, and Matt Beers scoops it up.
And if you had this Calgary team, you'd play physical too. Just one player under 6 feet tall, and he's 5'11". Just a group of very tall, very tough men.
Walter spin move towards the net, and he tries to tuck it short side, won't go.
Another glorious chance for Walter here early on in this one, Cody. He's probably feeling like he's due already.
He's had a lot of looks, and it's because he uses his feet. He uses his speed, and that's something Saskatchewan struggled with over the course of the last 4 games. Calgary back to work. 13 on the shot clock. It's Josh Courier, wide open feed, and it's in the back of the net. No chance for Eric Penny on that one.
There's not a goaltender in the world stopping that, as Dan Taylor was wide open. Great job by Taylor with the quick stick. He catches it up tight and in one swift motion, grabs it and buries it behind Eric Penny. The pass out of the corner, heading at about a million miles an hour from the looks of it up here, over to Dan Taylor, who had a little bit of room. He was wide open, and he's not going to miss from there. The Calgary product, one of 2 local kids on this Roughnecks team, grew up watching him. Now he's playing for him, and he's got 2 big goals of this one against his former team.
The former Junior A Mountie in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League. Puts him up by 3, and Calgary gets it right back after that face-off. Cook will run it over the logo. He'll be defended by Mike Messenger, so he hands it down for Dixon. Pace looking for that cross-crease pass once again. Switch comes. It's all the way across the floor now. Messenger has to step up. Offense on the run. Pace now fadeaway, 1 second left to shoot. Not sure if that got Penny or the side of the net, but I bounce it out. Saskatchewan grabs it as the shot clock expires as we head off to a TV timeout. Calgary up 5-2 on the Saskatchewan Rush. Ryan Keenan's got Saskatchewan's second. Dan Taylor has Calgary's fifth.
Welcome back. Well, the Rush are officially on the board with 2 points as we see the Calgary Roughnecks lead 5-2 now. Now, I want to talk about Calgary's goalie, Christian Del Bianco, currently leading the NLL goalies with 18 assists. Against the Rush this season, back in February, we saw him with 44 saves. March 17th, another 32 saves. Christian Del Bianco's overall save percentage is sitting at just over 86%. Cody?
MVP style numbers right there from Christian Del Bianco. Back on the floor, Jeff Cornwall's going to have to try to defend Mike Messenger as the ref blows play in. Ryan Keenan has one of Saskatchewan's 2 goals this evening. Robert Church up for Clark Walter. Multiple good looks for the youngster. Hasn't been able to convert on one yet. 7 on the season for the young lefty. Ryan Keenan will direct traffic up top. Now it's down for Walter. He drives around Cornwall, short side, and Del Bianco with the kick save.
Del Bianco, a big reason why the Calgary Roughnecks have won 7 of the last 8 meetings betwixt these 2 teams.
Matthews forces a turnover. Callies is on him. He wants to flip it in for Walter. Tries to go through a double team, and then he takes a shot right off the melon. Easy call coming right in front of the stripes, and Saskatchewan's power play going to work.
Well, you had to know you were going to get a call on one of those 2 right there, as the defender had the stick right up around the neck area of Mark Matthews. Yes, it wasn't with violence, but no, you can't get your stick up there. Clark Walter gets stapled in the face, and going to the box is the Coquitlam product, Salama. Pretty simple, straightforward, like you said it, Cody. If you get hit in the face with a cross-check, especially right in front of the refs, you're going to go. And the Rush power play going to work. Struggled mightily last week. See if they can turn it around here.
46% on the season. Matthews is up top. Church is on his left. Matthews walks it in. Down for Lintner. Back to Matthews. Room to shoot. And he scores. The mailman delivers. 5-hole on the power play. And the lead's back down to 2.
Just 1 point last week, St. Paddy's Day in Calgary. Well, Mark Matthews has his first goal of the evening. His first point as he goes betwixt the legs of Christian Del Bianco. Good to see the Rush connecting on this power play, too. If you're a Rush fan watching right now, you got to be liking that. He uses the 2 defenders trying to close as a screen, bounces it off the turf between the legs of Del Bianco, but they're 1 for 1 on the power play, and they've struggled a little bit on the power play since that crazy hot start where they had video game numbers early on, Cody.
2 for 14 on the power play against Calgary before tonight's game. Mad scramble off the draw, and Messenger has to put his helmet back on as he takes a shot up top. Him and Leclerc will exchange a couple of left hooks, and we'll play on.
And Messenger gave him a little wave as he went back to the bench.
It's the Battle of the Prairies. These 2 teams less than friends, to say the least. Matthews bouncer off the glass. Ryan Keenan catches the pop fly. Swings it across, intended for Dan Lintner, and that got picked off by Zach Currier. Reese Dutch is the late man back. Currier towards the middle. Bobby Kidd the third out back on defense to shut him down. Tanner Cook now. He'll send his offensive friends around the floor. Waters is back up top. 3 on the season for Waters. King. Drive, pass intended for Josh Currier. I believe Garland got his stick in the way as the shot clock expires.
He did, and well, a great defensive play by Bobby Kidd III, picking up a man flying by him and keeping that grade A chance from happening down in Rush territory.
Garland wisely chooses not to shoot that while falling, and he'll give his offense 18 on the shot clock to run something through. Austin Madronic on the fly. Defense steps out on him. Flip over to Keenan. Ryan Keenan will drive out in front, and it's off the crossbar.
I thought Ryan Keenan had his second of the night, but he can't beat the post, and the posts have been the best friends of Del Bianco tonight. That's 3 solid ones off the red painted iron behind the Roughnecks goaltender.
At least 3. Dan Taylor now towards Kyle Rubish, former teammates. Tyler Panks now defended by Boudreau. He'll go on the run. Push back, now Beers trying to defend on Van Scheppen. He puts out the shovel, and Penny's got to make another save.
I like the play there, just put it on net, hope to pick up the loose ball, get your reset as Calgary's got that going. Another chance to set up their offense here against a tired Rush D, Cody.
Josh Courier on the fly. He's found a home now in Calgary after starting the year in Saskatchewan. Taylor now wrong side of the road, hands it off for Courier. High to high, Penny with a save on the rebound, scores. Tanner Cook, one hand on his stick, and Cook finds the back of the net for his 21st of the season.
Bounce goes Calgary's way as it has so far most of this game, Cody. Looked like Eric Penny had it and had a chance to take control of the ball and calm some things down for his team, get his defense off there, but it just pops up. He can't get to the ball first. Next thing you know, it's behind him there as Tanner Cook has the goal on a fortunate bounce for the Roughnecks, and just Penny not able to get there quick enough with the stick. Cook was Johnny on the spot, and the 3-goal lead has bbeen restored by the visitors.
All 205 pounds of Tanner Cook was able to outman Ryan Barnable on that play.
6'3" as well, too. One of those many tall, big players that the Roughnecks employ.
6:10 left to go here in quarter number 2. Calgary back up by 3. Tanner Cook put him on hat-trick watch. Jared Smith, the blue and pink shoes on the floor tonight. Dixon back for Cook towards the cage, and he scores. There it is. Tanner Cook's got his 3rd of the evening.
Said that last one was a Calgary bounce. This one is definitely a Calgary bounce, and I think for sure one that Eric Penny wants back as he slides over. Almost looks like that ball rides up his stick and behind him. A bit of a seeing eye shot here for Cook. Oh, it goes off. It goes bouncer off the crossbar and off the back of Eric Penny. As so far, Calgary's getting the bounces tonight. They're playing for it. They're earning it. They're playing great tonight, but the hat-trick goal for Tanner Cook, definitely a Calgary bounce.
I think Jimmy Quinlan was looking to see if Cook might have stepped in the crease before it bounced in. Didn't exactly get that overhead look in-house. So you're probably safest to not throw the red flag on the turf in this situation.
Certainly, and it bounced so quickly off of Penny's back, Cody, that I don't know if he would have been in the crease anyways.
Dan Taylor flip inside. King's all alone, and he makes no mistake. Jesse King had himself enough time for a meal, and he puts it low on Eric Penny. It's 8-3 for the Roughnecks.
How on earth do you give Jesse King that much time all by himself? That's just a massive defensive breakdown here by the Rush as King spins off of Bobby Kidd III and just has all day in front of Penny. And a man with the talents of Jesse King is not going to miss with that kind of time from that kind of distance. You can even see Penny toss his arms up going like, what the heck here, guys? How's that guy left alone?
Jesse King, 16 points, and well, this is his 3rd game against Saskatchewan this season, and the visitors are up by 5. Jared Smith gets it back. Won't be an over and back because it was deflected off of a Calgary player. So Smith over to Ryan Keenan. He lost something off of his gear. Call coming as Matthews loses his weapon. So Penny goes to the bench. It'll be 6-on-5, but the shot clock's expiring. Down for Walter, 2 to shoot. And Matthews is just going to have to leave this one on the ground. Matthews is very animated with Ryan Keenan right now. Not happy about something, but they'll talk it out over the break. 4:50 left to go in quarter number 2. The Calgary Roughnecks up 8-3 on Saskatchewan. Alterna Savings Credit Union is proud to partner with the NLL. Visit alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. Saskatchewan going to the power play here.
1 for 1 so far, Cody, and maybe what they need, down 5 goals and being outclassed in their own barn through the first few minutes of this one.
Reese Dutch up top on the power play. 3 goals on the man advantage in Colorado before the trade. Mark Matthews will play that low lefty crease side. Dutch towards the middle. Ryan Keenan now some room. Back up top for Dutch, the former Calgary Roughneck. Pass down for Lintner. Quick stick won't go. He gets it back with 12 to shoot. Matthews for Dutch, and Dutch is stopped by Del Bianco. Calix has the loose ball, and it's up for Jeff Cornwall. Cornwall had a shorty on St. Paddy's Day. Jared Smith gets back, and he's able to negate any opportunity.
You know, Cornwall was looking to shoot. He loves doing it, loves pushing the floor, but the heads-up play to pull it back here and kill off some time on this rush power play.
Aiden Dixon will hold it up top. Calgary, 10 shorthanded goals this year. Tyler Pace. Rubish will defend, way outside look, and Penny got it with the left arm. The shot clock's gonna get reset here as Manning has it. Saskatchewan's not happy about it, but that clearly hit Penny.
Oh, certainly. That actually, I think it might have beat Penny and hit the post, Cody, which is still valid for the reset. And with the speed it had coming off of it, easy loose ball here for the Calgary Roughnecks.
Tanner Cook can hold on to it and eat off the next dozen seconds. 40 left to go in the penalty to Leclerc. Pace with it. King trying to get free out in front. Dixon will. Almost got a shot off. Well, he did. It was just wide as the shot clock expires.
10 shorthanded goals and a great penalty kill. That's what you expect out of this Calgary team. They're big, they're tough, they're fast, they're physical here. And now the rush, they basically just were able to kill a minute off of the rush power play, which I think they need. They need a goal here to really get that momentum back in their favor, Cody.
Saskatchewan gonna get one more look here. 15 on the man advantage. Matthews is back up top. He's got the lone power play goal in this contest. Matthews again, wrong side of the road. 5-hole attempt, stopped by Del Bianco.
I like seeing Matthews drive the net and shoot there, but one of those rare chances where I am going to say it, we both think the Rush should be shooting a lot more. Might have been looking for a better option as Del Bianco had already slid over and taken away basically that entire side of his net.
Cook for Taylor. Two-time NLL champion Dan Taylor. Trying to shoot overhand, goes wide, and the ball's up for Messenger. Mike Messenger. Maybe he wants another. Dan Lintner down the middle. Double team got him. I believe it was Willman in tight there who ends up stripping him of the ball. It's still on the ground. Messenger battling for a Lucy. Lintner in there as well. And now Messenger on the half wall scoops it and he runs it back up. Garland for Matthews. 5 to shoot. Flip it for Robert Church. And he puts that one right in the pants of Del Bianco. Outlet pass a little over the head of Harrison Matsuoka. 2 local kids for Calgary. Matsuoka, Dan Taylor. Maybe kids isn't the right word, but everyone knew what I meant. A couple of local products wearing no more Roughnecks red. It's now gray, black, and white. Hayden Dixon now. Out of the corner, Josh Courier. Pass over, King with the shot, goes off Beers and out of play. And Beers wants to point like it's Saskatchewan possession. I believe they'll give it to Calgary, though, unless they'll say the shot clock had expired before it went out, and maybe that's why they give Saskatchewan possession.
And I think that's exactly it, Cody. You saw the big old bagel on the shot clock after that one. Before that one, went off of Beers, and out Horn went before it's out of play. So correct call here by our officiating crew.
90 seconds to go in the opening half. Ryan Keenan now fakes. He's got Del Bianco dancing, and the shot goes off of his teammate. Back to him, though. Ryan Keenan, far side attempt. Bouncer goes wide. Calgary will slow things down again. 65 seconds to go. Cook is on the floor. And off from Van Scheppen. Youngster is the 11th pick in the draft. Josh Courier now, yet to score against his former team, now in his 3rd game against them. Waters, shot goes off the turf, won't go, and BK3, he'll stand over it. Now with 42 seconds left, they let the shot clock expire. You wonder if they go for a 2-for-1 here.
You have to think that'd be the plan. Josh Courier, no goals against his former team, but 3 assists so far tonight, Cody.
Ryan Keenan, low drive, decides to peel it back. Looks like Saskatchewan might not take it yet. Robert Church still with it. Cornwall, good defense, pushes him out. Robert Church on the run. Down to Keenan, 10 to shoot. Clark Walters out in front now. Keenan nowhere to go, wants to one-arm flip it. It's back to Reese Dutch, 2 to shoot, and he'll never get control of it. So Calgary will get it. They want to get their timeout in as well, as there's a dozen seconds for Kurt Malowski and company to drop a play.
I definitely thought the speed at which Del Bianco ran out of his net, I thought we were going to see him push the floor. I mean, the guy does have 18 assists. He definitely would fit in on offense for this Calgary team. I thought he was going to run for it, but the veteran coach calls the timeout. They're going to draw something up here.
Don't forget, coming up next, the Guaranteed Rate halftime reports with myself, Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Ahmad with you all game long. Calgary's up 8-3 here. Not like they need a goal, but it feels like a big time right now for Saskatchewan. You get the stand, at least you've got something to not hang your head going into the half. But if you're Calgary, you got a chance to really put your foot somewhere you don't want.
Absolutely a chance. It's like the boot is on the throat. It's just a matter of putting the pressure on, putting it down, and I believe that's what a 9th goal here right before half would do. This Rush team came out looking full of energy, full of speed, full of you-know-what and vinegar, and it has still just been Calgary's night. They got a couple bounces, but they're outplaying the Rush on almost all 3 aspects on the floor, Cody.
Calgary hasn't sent someone back for a ball yet, and now they'll get kinged. Didn't know if we were going to get a delay a game or anything, but they'll laugh it off.
I was hoping we'd see Del Bianco back there to take a shift on offense. That's what I want to see this year.
Jesse King put him on hat-trick watch. He's got 2 already. Over to Pace. Far side shot got deflected as Holden Garland got his stick in the way. Bouncer's going to go wide. Looks like we won't get any rough stuff at the half either. Shots 24-21 in favor of Saskatchewan at the half here. 8-3, Calgary leads. Don't forget, halftime. The Guaranteed Rate halftime report is coming up next inside the SaskTel Center. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Ahmad with you this evening. Welcome to the Guaranteed Rate NLL halftime report. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Ahmad with you this evening in SaskTel Center. The Calgary Roughnecks dominant in that opening half, John. I mean, Jesse King leads the way on offense, but Dan Taylor, a former Rush, having a phenomenal night as well.
Yeah, he's got 5 points so far tonight against his former team. You can tell the Rush have been keying so much on King that it's giving Taylor a few opportunities. And yeah, as you're going to see here, it's been all Calgary all the time. Calgary so far has 7 players with a multi-point night going. We see a couple there. Dan Taylor on the quick stick. The Rush, nobody's got more than 1 point tonight. That's been the story of the first half. They do have a couple nice goals there. Mike Messenger stepping up to keep the crowd in it. Little mini 2-goal run there with a little help from Ryan Keating, but again, right when you think the momentum's coming, Dan Taylor, knife in the heart of the Rush fans here at SaskTel Center, trying to get back in it as Mark Matthews steps up, but it's been all Calgary all the time. Chased Alex Bouquet from this one. Eric Penny's been good, but Calgary's been better in every aspect of this one. Just look at that. You can't leave Jesse King and his 72 points coming into tonight alone in front that long. It has not been the night that Saskatchewan's hoping for as they are deep into the march for May.
Shots are 24-21 in favor of the Rush. Calgary's 8-5 on the face-offs. Loose ball, their battle, they're ahead as well. Sask's got the only power play goal of the game. We'll step aside and come back. More of the Guaranteed Rate halftime report coming your way next. Welcome back to the Guaranteed Rate Halftime Report. Let's take a look around the NLL. Yesterday was San Diego beating Panther City 17-9. Tonight, Toronto beat Albany 11-9. Halifax beat Philly 14-10. Halifax now sitting in control of fourth in the East. Georgia gets past New York 13-8 as well. Don't forget all games all season can be seen on ESPN Plus and TSN. Also in Week 17, Buffalo up 1-0 on San Diego. Colorado up 3-1 on Vancouver. Rochester and Las Vegas knotted at 0 in the opening quarter. Well, this week the NLL trade deadline came and passed with very few moves. If you missed them, Teddy and Pat will catch you up on a special edition of Coast to Coast.
The Dutch trade for Saskatchewan gives them the lucrative opportunity for them to do what they do best, and that's go strong right. But it now kind of puts a little pressure on Clark Walter, who is kind of the de facto third lefty over there with Keenan and Matthews. So how does this team balance now that they have Dutch, but also have to have a rookie on their left side playing every day big minutes?
It's a big opportunity for a young player, and I think he's ready for it. I think he has been waiting for this opportunity, and let's be honest, it's still going to be Matthews and Keenan carrying the majority of the load. They'll get the minutes on the power play, but you could just tell Matthews, when they have to go with four lefties, he's not nearly as engaged. He's a guy that needs the ball in his stick. He needs his touches. He needs his shots. He needs to be the one that's driving, and when you're running with four lefties, the opportunities aren't just there. You're out of sync. You're out of flow. Look on the other side, the flip side for Halifax. They've started to go with three righties. Guys like Clark Peterson, Randy Stotts, and Chris Boucher have seriously improved production, and they look like they have their confidence back. So obviously different team, different side, but those big-time players need the big-time minutes, and I think we're going to see more of that with Saskatchewan with those lefties.
Next Saturday, Dane Smith and the Bandits head north to visit Tom Schreiber and the Rock as two of the top teams in the East face off in Toronto for Game of the Week. Don't miss out next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern on TSN and ESPNU.
Calgary up 8-3 in SaskTel Center on Co-op Field. It's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Sabina Mod with you this evening. Saskatchewan out shooting Calgary 24-21, but the Rush 0-6 so far this season when their opponent scores first, and that trend is not favoring them well this evening.
No, not at all, Cody, as they have been outplayed by Calgary in the opening 30 minutes of this one in every aspect of the game. They're defensively, they're leading the way. I mean, you even look from the first half there as you had Cook with a hat trick. Dan Taylor, former member of the Rush, he's got himself a 5-point night, including 2 goals. I said it during our Guaranteed Rate halftime report, Cody, but if you want a sign that things aren't quite shaking out the Rush's way, they only have players with 1 point. Nobody's got 2 points so far in this contest. Meanwhile, Calgary's got Taylor's got 5, Cook's got 4, Courier's got 3, Jeff Cornwall's got 2, King's got 2, Pace 2, Dixon all with 2 points. So see what kind of adjustments the Rush have made, because they're going to need it to leave SaskTel Center with, not even a victory at this point, but just a close loss from the looks of the way the Calgary Roughnecks are playing.
Back underway in quarter number 3. Calgary got 10 points from former Rush members as they're up on Saskatchewan. Off the face-off, scrambled up to Ryan Barnable on the logo, who pulls it out for Bobby Kidd III. DK3. The North Shore senior beer over the summer. 5th on the Rush in loose balls this season. Mark Matthews, 1 goal in that opening half. Robert Church down for Ryan Keenan. He's got Willman on an ISO, wanted to drive low. Now he'll spin back to the middle, pass over to Dutch. Quick stick got blocked by Zach Courier.
Just more great defensive play. That was textbook by Calgary. Didn't give the Rush any lanes to get towards Christian Del Bianco. Couldn't find anybody to pass it to, and they've just shut them down completely to start this one.
Josh Courier, trio of assists for the Peterborough products. Jesse King now around Beers. Pass over to Courier, no room to shoot. Now he gets in tight, and Eric Penny with the right shoulder got a piece of it.
Eric Penny's 10th save of the night. Alex Bouquet started this one, gave up 4 quick, and has been replaced by Penny ever since.
Boudreau on the run. Ball got knocked out of his stick, and it falls for McKay.
The Rush have been running and running well this entire game. Don't have the numbers on the scoreboard to prove it just yet, but there another broken play in Calgary. Same thing, looking just in complete control when you thought maybe the Rush would come out of half with a spark.
Jesse King, just 2 goals for him. I mean, it seems like you're holding him to that, but he's averaging 7 points a game against Saskatchewan this year. Here's Tyler Pace to the middle, bounces it wide.
Wearing Jaromir Jagr's number 68. Pace just misses there, but as you said it, Cody, King, a quiet night against Saskatchewan by his standards, but Dan Taylor has stepped up. My former travel buddy in a snowstorm from Rochester to Toronto, 5 points tonight.
Brian Keenan. 2 up top, Matthews and Walter. Eric Penny's on the bench, so Saskatchewan had 6 on for a second as they set up the play. Pass, Dutch was wide open, it goes over his head, and Robert Church whips one wide. Shot clock expiring, and Walter can't put it on goal either.
Great job by Walter to pick up that loose ball in the first chance by Church. Church was the man coming out the front gate with Penny on the floor, or off the floor, pardon me. Calgary would have had a great chance at an empty net, but Walter picks that up and stops that.
Only 2 penalties in this game so far between these Prairie rivals. It's very much unlike them. Dan Taylor wants point number 6 on the night. This one stopped by Penny. Now Rubish in there with the double team. Ball ends up on the ground for a second, but Jesse King up to Cook, and there's the broadcaster jinx. Call coming against Saskatchewan as Hayden Dixon will slow things down. Cook's up top. The Tar Heel leaves it for King. Maybe they'll get a hidden ball trick. Not sure that's going to be working on this Saskatchewan Rush defense in quarter number 3. 7 to shoot. King back for Pace. Behind the net, Josh Courier wanted the dunk attempt. Penny and Beers will take the house down, but the shot clock's going to expire in Saskatchewan shorthanded.
Going to see a holding call here on the Rush. That going against Jake Boudreau, the rookie. There's a little mess down in the corner to our right.
2-in penalty, number 43, 2 minutes holding.
Yes, they confirm it here on the floor. Boudreau was down in a bit of a pile down on the floor there, and he gets his free hand off his stick, brings down Dan Taylor from the back, gripping his jersey number, taking him down. You can't do that, and he'll be in the box for 2 or less.
Saskatchewan's penalty kill, 53%. Calgary's power play at 35% this year. Cook now to the middle, room to shoot, and he scores. No mistake for his 4th of the game as Tanner Cook finds the back of the net on the power play.
And I think it's gotten so quiet at SaskTel Center that they can hear us broadcasting down on the floor, Cody, as Tanner Cook continues his Calgary domination. Just seconds into the power play, finds himself open down the middle, down Main Street. He's got a bit of a time. He just steps into it, picks his spot on Eric Penny, and Penny didn't have much of a chance on that as Cook had all sorts of time. Now he's got his 4th of the night, up to tying Dan Taylor for the team lead at 5 points as well.
Bobby Kidd III steps in on the draw for Messenger. BK3, 38% on the season. Chris Willman at 41%, doing a phenomenal job against Mike Messenger, battling it out with one of the strongest in the league. Jesse King now over to Pace. Walks towards the middle, takes a couple of hacks from McClellan. We'll see if Saskatchewan turns up the physicality, but Tanner Cook now free real estate, flips it over to King. Behind the back, got stopped by Penny as Josh Courier got away a quick one off the backboard.
Nice behind the back by Dan Taylor again, having himself a game. Calgary and Willman, 9 out of 15 on the faceoffs so far in this one.
Barnable's pass got deflected. Here's Clark Walters. Cuts to the inside on Callie's. Back for Church. Madronic to the middle. Church will set the pick on the run. Trying to go short side. They reset the shot clock, although I don't think that hit Del Bianco. Oh, they will say it did, and so it'll be Saskatchewan ball. Kurt Malowski and company not too happy.
Well, I don't think the Rush thought that they were getting the ball back as the defense was making their way onto the floor, but it's a free possession for the Saskatchewan Rush.
Saskatchewan down by 6, 10:20 to go here in the third quarter. Medtronic for Lintner. On the middle, shot got deflected by Van Scheppen. Pardon me, that was Manning. And now Salama's gonna run. Keaton caught back on defense. Jeff Cornwall, one hand on his stick, doesn't have room to shoot as Holden Garland got in the way. Salama for Taylor. All the way down to the corner. And now Cornwall and Rubish getting into it, and Saskatchewan's gonna get one here as Rubish draws a penalty. Pardon me, Cornwall draws a penalty on Rubish. Long shot, Penny punches it to the corner. Dixon has the loose ball, so it's a shot clock reset for Calgary. They're 6 on 5 as Cornwall jogs up. Jimmy Quinlan not too happy about the call, but Calgary 6 on 5, potentially going to the second man advantage of the game. Pace will weight it down, probably about the 10-second mark here. Over to Cook, low to low, and he scores. Tanner Cook's got the hot stick. The youngster has another, and Calgary's got double digits.
That created there by Kyle Rubish. Rarely do you see him get a little too overzealous with somebody, but he does get his stick into the back of the head of his former teammate Jeff Cornwall. That leads to the 5th goal of the evening for Cook. And he's cooking tonight as he goes down low on Eric Penny, just taking all the time, slowing things down, almost taking the intensity out of this game with the way that Calgary's been able to control the pace and control the flow. Everyone almost relaxed, he almost lulled them to sleep before Cook took that shot and scored his 5th of the contest.
Messenger off the face-off, run it up himself, but the shot went wide and McClellan's pass got picked off. Tanner Cook had 5 goals in the first 2 meetings between these two teams. He's got 5 this evening and now 10 against Saskatchewan in 3 games. Josh Courier, he'll run around Bobby Kidd III. Avoids the cross checks. And the last one, not technically a power play goal, but it was scored on 6 on 5. Cook for Courier. Trying to go low to the glove side. Ball bounces wide and Ryan Barnable scoops it up. Barnable for Dutch. Matthews on the half wall. The big lefty, 17 to shoot. Over to number 17, Robert Church. Goalless this evening. Matthews now pick comes from Walter. Pass over to Dutch inside. Walter, the defender all over him, and the Rush can't scoop up the loose ball either. Now Van Scheppen's got number. Seth Van Scheppen, Cornwall, and King with him. Jesse King all alone, and he drops it.
It's about the first thing that's gone wrong for Calgary this entire game was Jesse King with the drop as he had all sorts of time again in alone on Eric Penny.
Calgary out shooting Saskatchewan 6-1 so far this quarter as Matthews, his shot got blocked by Salama. Up top, Reese Dutch lets it go from Warman, and it's kicked out by Del Bianco. Ryan Keenan just above the logo. Dutch for Matthews, rushed down by 7. Austin Medronic, 20 on the shot clock. Little inside-outside move. Medronic up top, and he lets this one go. Got his own rebound back. Now Medronic towards the net. Right arm saved by Del Bianco, and Willman scoops it up.
Nice to see Medronic coming to life a little bit here in this third quarter. It's been a quiet night for the Harvard product, who has really had a solid rookie campaign, but it's been largely kept invisible tonight.
Dan Taylor, pushed back by Messenger. Dilks is on him now. Taylor for Josh Courier. Room to shoot. Josh Courier lets it go, and Penny stepping to his right makes a save, and Courier got his own rebound back. Jesse King up top. He's on hat-trick watch. He's got a pair. Courier wants to dive, cut across the crease, and he's robbed by Penny.
Great save, Eric Penny, his best of the night on the Peterborough product. Josh Courier, but just look, Calgary right now, it's like they're a football team that's just running the ball, running out the clock. They've already, we're down to 6:22 in this quarter, Cody.
Walter for Littner, the former Whitby Warrior. Dan Littner now, pushed back by Cornwall. Church over to Matthews. Littner in tight. Got around Cornwall, and now he takes a shot up high as Walter ends up tossing the defender into the crease. Callies has to come in and have a word with Walter. Littner a little slow to get up as we hit our first media timeout here. Calgary up 10-3 with 6:05 left to play in quarter number 3 at SaskTel Center. Get game day ready and shop your favorite teams' jerseys and merchandise. Head to NLLstore.ca to get all your National Lacrosse League and team gear today. Calgary up 10-3. Christian Delbianco's been nothing short of phenomenal. 24 saves on 27 shots. He's the best player in the league right now.
Oh, no argument there. I think if we had MVP votes, we'd both be giving them to Delbianco in a heartbeat right now, as they've completely stifled. This is the third time against this team's biggest rival that he's just stifled them. He's got an .874 save percentage coming into this one, and a whole bunch of grade A saves tonight too, Cody.
Tanner Cook, he's on sock trick watch now. Trying to cut low on Rubish. A little flip pass over to King, outside look. Right elbow save by Eric Penny. Falls in the stick of Jake Boudreau, the Brampton boy. Boudreau ran into Leclerc. Clark Walter on the floor now. 5:30 left to go in quarter number 3. Walter for Matthews. 1 goal in the contest for Mark Matthews. Tries a bouncer short side. Delbianco with the save. And now Matthews gets a stick across the throat from Reese Callies. And his helmet sideways, so I think that'll be a call.
Well, wait to see. Yes, we do see the arm come up here from our back official. As Mark was checking for blood, he looked like a hockey player looking for the old double minor call here. Just waiting on the call.
Calgary number 2, minor penalty, hooking.
A hook around the throat for that one for Matthews. A few things you could have called it either way. Pretty cut and dry as he hooks him in the face. You see that on the replay. Mark fortunate not to be seriously hurt, but the Rush going to the power play here, Cody, after that one.
Matthews, 6 goals on the power play this season, but his behind the back flip got intercepted. Eli Salama on a breakaway. Salama, and it's wide.
The heads-up play by Salama to pick that off, because so many times that's Mark Matthews' bread and butter. When he's running the power play, he loves that little behind-the-back flip. Salama didn't fall for it, picked it off, and had a grade A chance on Eric Penny, who was up to the task.
Well, predictable is what you don't want your offense to become, and Eli Salama read that one like a book, and if not for Eric Penny, well, Calgary could be up by 8. Off the far side, Tyler Pace has Holden Garland within a stick's range of him. Pace now, 1 to shoot, long shot. Eric Penny with the left boot, leaves it in front of him for Mike Messenger.
There again, the Calgary penalty kill, killing off a solid minute of this power play. Just off the reset again, Cody. They looked solid on the power or the penalty kill all night tonight.
Matthews over to Keenan, trying to go low on Delbianco, and he eats another one right in the pants. 4:12 left to go in quarter number 3. Saskatchewan still in the power play for the next 54 seconds when we come up, but it's Calgary up by a touchdown.
Reese Dutch may have been newly acquired by Saskatchewan from Colorado, but back in 2019, Dutch was playing for Calgary and actually scored the game-winning goal against the Bandits, winning them the game and the finals back in 2019. It's only a matter of time to see what kind of skills and winning goals he can bring to the Rush.
Good Victoria boy, Reese Dutch right there, and it's going to be a Shamrocks mentor to Austin Madronic, the 2 righties getting to play with each other for the remaining games of the season, and what else may come their way. Dutch, he had 33 points in 8 games with Colorado after being released by Halifax earlier this year, but first and foremost, it's good to see him back on the floor after dealing with some injury issues. Pass was stretched out as Bobby Kidd III gets it. BK 3 off for Matthews, 4-on-2. Saskatchewan back the other way. Littner in tight. Couldn't get the shot up, but he ran into Del Bianco, who is a little slow to get up. We'll keep an eye on that as Littner blew a tire cutting into the crease.
That whole chance was caused by a couple Calgary players colliding behind the play. The Rush essentially had a 5-on-3, unable to convert there. Their first great chance here of the third quarter.
Down 10-3, 3:30 remaining. In quarter number 3, Jesse King now near side half wall. Jared Smith is on him. Ryan Barnable now hops out. King just happy to dump this one down, and that's borderline punting it in football, as Calgary happy to use the entire shot clock right now.
I thought with a 10-3 lead, I'd be talking about football, not a lacrosse game here in Saskatchewan. Thought I'd be doing the old, the old football podcast instead of doing a Rush game with a 10-3 lead and guys in
Penny
green.
on the bench right now, 6-on-5. Robert Church short side, kicked out by Del Bianco. Littner got taken to the ground as McCain scoops one off the turf, and he's ran over. Mark Matthews hammers him. LeClaire on a breakaway, robbed by Penny.
Matthews is gonna go for that hit, as LeClaire had a chance to walk in all alone, but Matthews trying to spark his team. Pardon me, it looks like it's gonna be Robert Church going. All part of that physical play in front of the Calgary bench, sparked off with a great hit by Matthews, which got the fans.
17 minor penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, something from Church. Church must have said something after all of that fun in front of the bench. Fans here aren't happy, as they were given a reason to get off their feet for the first time since a goal a long time ago, Cody.
Well, if that was going to be called on Matthews, I think we all know how the fans in this building would have acted. It wouldn't be happy. Jesse King backpedals. He'll run the show on the power play. King, Cook, on the sock trick hunt, and he's stopped by Penny. Rebound, bounces right out to Holden Garland. He'll run it up with Messenger. Dan Littner now off the bench, trying to free up some space. Zach Courier got off as well. Messenger floats one back for Matt Beers.
I know you're on the penalty kill, but you're also down a touchdown. I would have liked to see the Rush push it there and take at least a shot, because you never know what happens even against CDB.
Clark Walter goes 1-on-3, and now his lid goes for a ride from Willman. Dan Littner comes in as well to give him a shot, but Clark Walter takes a direct shot to the melon, and he is leaking as he heads off the floor here. You get another look on the replay. That stick right to chops.
And then a little push afterwards as well.
Calgary 96, minor penalty, illegal cross check.
So they're only giving him the 2, even though he's had his helmet knocked off and sent to the turf. Take a second look at that there. Is that one directly to the chin strap of Clark Walter from Willman?
Well,
Awesome.
if you're Calgary, you take the trade-off too, where you're like, it's a 2-minute minor, and you just send Clark Walter for 20 stitches.
Well, that's exactly it, as he's not even on the bench right now, Cody.
Ryan Keenan on the run, over to Littner. Back for Keenan, low shot. Del Bianco's got to look behind him, but the ball sits in the crease as Littner trying to get in there, but Salama pokes it out. Now Littner goes and hauls down Salama, and that's an easy call for the official as he's standing 5 feet away.
Well, you could tell Dan Littner had some degree of vengeance in his eyes, the way he was all over Salama with the ball being nowhere close. Looked like he wanted to start something and be physical, but just gets himself caught trying to play that edge and goes over it, gets the hand up. That's an easy holding call.
41, 2 minutes holding.
Well, remember when we said there wasn't a lot of penalties in this one, partner? Yeah, the scene has shifted.
We are broadcaster jinxing that, and as you can see there, Littner, he looked like he wanted a piece of Salama and just went after him. Cut and dry call there, Cody.
Jesse King up top on the 4-on-3. Pace is with him. He'll get it right back. Pace down low. Cook, and he's robbed by Penny. Eric Penny is giving Saskatchewan a puncher's chance.
He certainly is. He's not been the reason for the 10-3 scoreline on this one. Since he's come in, several great saves highlighted by that one right there.
Holden Garland now on the run all by himself. Stopped by CDB, and then Madronic takes a cross check from Manick.
I think Manning knew Madronic was coming. Madronic did not know that Manning was coming. Stapled the young man down to the floor, and that's just a rookie mistake that you're going to see, not knowing that a big man is standing right there ready to give you the old lumber.
Well, it's a veteran play by Dr. Manning in his 13th NLL season. He'll also take it a little easy on the youngster. Pace back over to Cook for number 6, and he's got it. The sock trick for Tanner Cook.
Should not have worn my Super Mario socks tonight. I feel like I should give him a toss. Not often you see a sock trick, especially against a team like the Rush, but Cook has brought it tonight. He's been their number one option. They've done a good job of limiting Jesse King, but Cook has stepped up in that spot. Just another bouncer. Not a lot that Eric Penny could do there. If you want to score, put it on the floor. Cook now up to 7 points after the sock trick there, and he's been on a run here. Cook has now scored 5 of Calgary's last 6 goals in this one, Cody. Calgary on a 6-goal run 5 times for Cook.
Connor McClelland runs it back into Saskatchewan territory, and now Penny will go on the bench here, so it'll be 5 on 4. Rush will have another chance to close out the quarter. Down by 8. Reese Dutch, the new additions up top. Matthews is with him, 5 to shoot. Church inside, stopped by Delbianco. On the rebound, he scores. Robert Church has his first of the game.
That puts this crowd some life back into them as the 6-goal Calgary run is broken up by Robert Church, his first of the night, 34th of the season. Grabs his own rebound after another save from Delbianco and puts it behind him. Church driving hard to the net here. You see, he just steps on it, finds some open space, picks up his own loose ball, and in one swift motion goes over the shoulder of Delbianco while leaping through the air. A high skill play there by Robert Church. And you said it. Eric Penny was giving him a puncher's chance, but they need more punches like that from Robert Church, Cody.
Well, the face-off's a formality here with a couple of seconds left, but Messenger did put one on. Cool. Pierce was going for the rebound as well. So Saskatchewan not going down without a fight. They're down by 7. The last time they were here, they scored 7 in the 4th quarter. 45 down, 15 to go inside the SaskTel Center. Calgary up 11-4 as we enter the 3rd quarter intermission. Remember to follow the NLL on all of our social media channels for highlights and behind-the-scenes content. And we're now on TikTok. Follow us at NLL_official. It's Trailer Park Night in Saskatchewan. I know there's a lot of green jerseys. There's also a lot of jean jackets kicking around as well. But it's been all Calgary Roughnecks, the road team, coming in silence of the crowd, up 11-4, 15 left to play. Christian Delbianco has been phenomenal, making 31 saves in 45 minutes. Eric Penny across the floor from him, stopped 20 in just a little bit less than that time-wise. Back underway, Messenger and Courier at the dots. Garland's trying to kick it back, FIFA style, and Rubish picks it up here. It's a mosh pit in the middle.
Yard sale on Trailer Park Night. Everybody's got everything on their front yard, just like the old trailer park.
Connor McClelland slows it down. Saskatchewan on a power play for 7 seconds, or pardon me, penalty kill for 7 seconds until Dan Lintner gets out of the sin bin. Both teams 1 for 3 on the man advantage through 3 quarters of play. Race Dutch, the new addition, slings one over to Matthews. Flip out in front, Lintner's there, and he's stopped by Delbianco.
Like the awareness to wait for Lintner to come out of the box, held the play for a couple minutes, and then Lintner going directly to the net. Almost unmarked, but another save by Delbianco, who yet again has been the story of this one.
Hayden Dixon runs around Barnable, swings it over to King, back for pace, but Ryan Dilk's got his stick in the way. 5 to shoot, it's on the turf, and Boudreau comes in with the shovel, sends it up to Jared Smith, the Winnipeg Jet for Madronic, back to Smith, And he's pushed back by Seth Van Scheppen, the big lefty coming out the back gate for Calgary.
The Rush are going to need goals. They're going to need them in a bundle, and they're going to need them in a hurry. So like to see them pushing the floor.
Robert Church now for Reese Dutch, trying to go high to low. Del Bianco with the save, and he'll sit on it.
How many times has Del Bianco done the splits and come up with a big save like that and held on to it? Just been putting on a clinic tonight, Cody.
MVP material. Tanner Cook, 6 goals in this game already. Jesse King back for Waters. Down for Cook. Waters up top, long range shot, booted to the corner by Penny, and Mike Messenger has a freebie.
So Saskatchewan's got to run. Calgary did a good job of running out the clock every time they get the ball, though.
Messenger wants his second of the game, but this one will go off the glass behind the net, and now a flip pass intended for Lintner. He can't pull that one out of the crease, and Salama now holding him down like a seatbelt.
Lintner on the doorstep in the dirty areas, exactly where you expect to find him, just couldn't connect there.
Josh Courier slides between Dillux and McLeod. It's over to Jesse King, the captain of this Calgary team. Dixon back for King. Hayden Dixon now room to drive towards the net, and he's stopped by Penny.
You said it, Cody. He's giving him a puncher's chance. Another great save there by Penny as the Rush push the pace.
Jared Smith, he'll run it over Boudreau on the fly. Stopped by Del Bianco. Rebound, he pushed it to the corner, but now he's going to have to run back and play defense. Little flip right there, and Van Scheppen, he'll think about driving down on Rubish. The 4-time NLL Defensive Player of the Year, the best defender ever to step foot in this league, many say. Messenger, he'll defend Cook. Dan Taylor comes in to set a pick. Over to Dixon, trying to go low glove side. Save made by Penny, and Beers has to hop to avoid the crease.
Penny also stepping out to set up the pick there, so Beers had time to run and get it over the timeline.
Keenan down for Matthews. Robert Church is up top. Scored in that third quarter. Leading Saskatchewan in goals this season as well. Matthews pushed back. Ball got popped free by Salama. Keenan, he'll just shovel this down into the corner, and Saskatchewan will go off for a change.
We talked about it pre-game and at halftime. The March to May, Cody, is on. Saskatchewan now, pending a miracle comeback, really needed a victory here tonight. Calgary, of course, has their eyes set on home floor advantage in the first round, while Saskatchewan is trying to make the playoffs, and another
Dan
goal
Taylor
there.
in tight. He's got his hat-trick goal. And Calgary back up by 8.
Taylor has been kryptonite for the Saskatchewan Rush tonight. Another goal by the Calgary product. The former Saskatchewan Rush player came into tonight just with 10 goals in 13 games. Well, you take a second look here at his third of the night. Goes low betwixt the legs of Eric Penny, and it's back to an 8-goal lead, a touchdown and a 2-point convert, and Calgary continues to control.
Beers now on top of Wilman. No call coming, but Beers gets a little bit extra rough stuff, and now I think the mitts are going to come on the ground as Matsuoka steps in, but now he doesn't want anything to do with Beers, who's taking him for a ride as Matsuoka jumped in, and it looked like he wanted to go with Beers, and then he takes the option.
Well, Matsuoka definitely taking exception to Matt Beers off the draw. I thought he got his elbow up on Wilman in front of the Calgary bench. Then he's jumping in to help support his teammate. Looked like he wanted all of them. And then Beers too, as he stands over during that play. And now both benches are getting absolutely into it. Beers didn't look like he got away with the high hit. Matsuoka definitely took exception to that. Beers trying to get his team fired up, but I think we're going to have a discussion on whether or not Matt Beers is going to get to stay in this one. Waiting to see.
Well, if we could cue up another replay as well, because it did look like Matsuoka was the one who wanted the smoke to begin with.
Oh, certainly. Like I said, after the high hit that Beers got away with, Matsuoka definitely wanted.
Number 2, 4 minutes, roughing.
So giving him 4 minutes for roughing. His mitts were off. He was ready to go after Matsuoka went after him. But again, this all started right off the draw. Matt Beers definitely got the high hit. As we're coming in here, right as Beers is taking his helmet off, Beers definitely wanted it. He's throwing rights. I'm almost shocked Beers only got 4 minutes for that.
Well, we saw in-house the replay where Matsuoka locks onto Beers, and generally when that happens, 4 gloves hit the ground. This time it didn't, and now Calgary goes on a double minor power play. Jesse King's up top. He'll steer the ship on this power play. Pick got set by Cook. King's in tight, and he scores. Jesse King goes 5-hole on Eric Penny, and King's got a hat trick now as well.
Well, and it's safe to say, Cody, I can see the frustration there by Beers. I can see trying to get his team going, trying to do something, because this Calgary team has just absolutely dominated this game and will still be on the power play for another 2 minutes as once again, Jesse King, the most dangerous roughneck, great fake pass, turns his body like he's gonna dish it, instead drives towards the net, puts it on the ground, and up past Eric Penny. And this has not been pretty for Saskatchewan, and King's got 31 on the year now.
Calgary now 2 for 5 on the man advantage, and they're going to have a break as Saskatchewan got caught way out of position. Van Scheppen's back the other way, and he's stopped by Penny. And Zach Courier now scoops it up, and he wants to run it out in front, but I think he'll let the power play get set as Saskatchewan got caught with 4 up the floor. Van Scheppen thought he was getting a Christmas gift in March.
Penny up to the task, though. You're right, Cody. Just a blown assignment again by the Rush.
King now exact same play on the last power play. He tries to go low once again, and Penny drops into a hockey-like butterfly to make the save as we hit our first media timeout of quarter number 4. Roughnecks still on the power play, and they're up 13-4 in the SaskTel Center.
A Fanatics experience.
Well, get ready for ultimate showdowns as the March to May begins with intense matchups and playoff pushes. You won't want to miss a single moment of the excitement. Tune in and watch as teams begin their March to May now. And speaking of playoffs, let's take a look at some of the clinching scenarios when it comes to these playoffs now. Toronto clinched a playoff berth with a win, 11-9 win over Albany. And San Diego will clinch a playoff berth with a win versus Buffalo.
Seals up on that one in quarter number 3, holding Buffalo to 2 goals so far in the third frame. They're down at Pechanga Arena. The West once again flexing on the East, as it has for past 5 to 6 years?
All right.
We'll take it down to Co-op Field, though. Mark Matthews has the ball. 9:20 to go in quarter number 4. It's been all Calgary Roughnecks this evening on Co-op Field. Reese Dutch on the run. Whips one back for Robert Church. 3 to shoot. Salama pushes him out, and the pass got picked off by Zach Courier.
And another game, if you're a Rush fan watching the March to May, Colorado down 5-4 against Vancouver right now. So maybe getting some favors after not doing themselves any so far in this one, Cody.
Pace and King. King's on the back pedal, and he'll fire and score. Stick sign on Eric Penny, and Calgary's got 14.
Could we see 2 sock tricks in one game? It sure seems to be trending that way, as Jesse King again showing off why he's Calgary's most feared offensive weapon. And it's taking a look below us here, Cody. It's starting to look like a party on the Calgary bench. King just showing off his skill there. Use a man as a screen, step into it, shoot it hard, shoot it high, shoot it accurately, going over the shoulder of Eric Penny, and looking like a great time down on that Calgary bench right now.
Kurt Malowski smiling like a butcher's dog as the Roughnecks lead by 10. Barnable stripped while going the other way after that face-off, and now Saskatchewan gets to get 5D guys out on the floors. Kieran McKay will slow it down. The McGill alumni.
That's saying something, because Kurt Malowski almost never smiles, Cody, and he's having himself a night tonight.
as is Dan Taylor. 3 goals, 3 assists as he loads, and one arm on his stick now. Won't get another shot off. 5 to shoot. Taylor, Dixon, quick stick, bounces this one wide.
Had Penny, but couldn't quite put it on goal there for Dixon.
Rubish, bouncer back intended for Reese Dutch. Clark Walter. Over to Littner, shoots it around Manning, and Del Bianco with another stop.
Calgary coming into this one had won 7 of the last 8 against the Rush. This is really starting to feel like, if you're also a Riders fan, like I'm sure lots of Rush fans are, the one-sidedness of the Stampeders and Riders rivalry from the early 2000s.
Zach Courier whips it across, and Josh Courier fires. Save made by Penny. In front of the net, McClellan and Pace were having a couple of words, but it looks like they'll both jog back to their respective benches. Jarrett Smith now. Down for Ryan Keenan. Pass over to Church, and he scores. Robert Church got Saskatchewan's 5th of the game.
And it's taken until the 4th quarter, late in it even, I would say, until Saskatchewan has a player with 2 goals tonight. Church with his 2nd of the night. You know he's going to get his 35 on the year. Just doing Robert Church things. Finds himself an opening. Snipes that short side corner with the bouncer on Del Bianco. And he won't be kept quiet the entire night. Talking about this a little bit through the game. Now Matthews and Church, 2 points each. Ryan Keenan also with 2 points on a very quiet night here for Saskatchewan.
Messenger's sword falls apart, and Van Shippen on a breakaway whips it a couple of feet wide. Ryan Dilks, the Edmonton senior B minor summer baller, as Keenan got a pass from Dilks trying to go 5-hole. Stopped by Del Bianco.
Like seeing Dilks getting involved in the play. He's done so a little bit more tonight. Ever since coming back from injury, he's almost played strictly defensively, almost in more of a transition role tonight. He's looked good doing that.
Jesse King slides one over to Tyler Pace. Pace now. He's got the full leggings going. Pass intended for Dixon, keeping it hot from Jesse King. And now Dan Taylor, 2 to shoot. He'll let one fly, and that hits Bobby Kidd III.
Bobby Kidd III a little shaken up on that one. And Holden Garland trying to get Dan Taylor to engage as he didn't like that shot hitting Bobby Kidd III. Thought that was intentional.
Madronic in tight, looking to go short side. Bounces it away from the cage.
A couple good chances now for the rookie, who's been pretty quiet for most of this game, Cody.
Van Shippen will wait up on it for Tanner Cook. Sock trick for the youngster. UNC alumni. Courier. Around the horn, King over to Cook, stripped by Rubish, but Zach Courier's in there like a dirty shirt. Zach Courier now, long bouncer on goal, save made by Penny, and then Beers tosses Zach Courier to the ground, and now Cook wants a piece, and Kyle Rubish ragdolls him to the ground. Cook is going to sit on top. I don't think anyone wants a piece of Matt Beers, and now Penny's having words with Salama. Salama still wants in, and Eric Penny's got a grip on his collar.
As he's having a discussion with the officials here. Should note too, coming into this one, Matt Beers needed 6 penalty minutes to reach 600 in his career and be just the 4th man in league history to do that. We'll see if he gets 2 for anything here, but the frustrations boiling over for the Saskatchewan Rush, trying to get a pound of flesh off the Calgary Roughnecks late this one. And the only call here is a holding call.
That's all I saw on that play. Tanner Cook goes to the sin bin right there as you get a replay of the Beers. Yeah, maybe you got Zach Courier a little up high, but it's the battle of the prairies. These things fly, and then Rubish grabs a hold of Cook, tosses him to the ground, and Cook's in the sin bin. Rusher on the power play. Matthews with the shot, save made by Del Bianco.
And with the fans still here, I think they expected more of that physical play in a Battle of the Prairies, but a 4-0 first quarter for Calgary kind of took it out of this building and took it out of both teams. So seeing some physicality late, always a treat. Little old-time lacrosse, if you will.
Well, they were up 4-0 after the first quarter now, and they were up 4-1 a week and 1 day ago on St. Paddy's Day in the Roughnecks. Holden Garland now up top, hands it off for Reese Dutch. Dutch still without a point here for Saskatchewan, acquired on trade deadline day. Matthews bobbles one on the turf, and he'll poke it back to the half wall. Robert Church is there. Room to shoot. He's on hat-trick watch. Dan Lintner by the crease. Back for Church. In tight, it's Dutch, and he tries to go low on Del Bianco. And now Lintner ends up tossing Manning back into the crease. So it'll be Saskatchewan possession. They'll reset the shot clock when we come back. Rush still on the power play, but it's the Roughnecks up 14-5.
Time now for tonight's Turning Point presented by Fanatics, and it was the second quarter Tanner Cook show in this one. Things were looking good for Calgary. Saskatchewan got themselves back in it, and then Tanner Cook said, nah, this is my night. Cook leading an offensive explosion in the second quarter that led to his team leading 8-3. He's had himself a night, and he's been a Rush killer. His last 3 games against the Rush, 11 goals, 2 assists, 6 of those coming tonight.
Rush on the power play. Pass back intended for Reese Dutch, who will grab it over the Saskatoon Shines logo. Down for Ryan Keenan, backdoor feed for Lintner, dunked attempt, scores. Dan Lintner, Saskatchewan Superman, catches some air, and he's got his 18th of the season.
That is a guy that should be rewarded for what he's been doing all season. Dan Lintner, one of those guys who goes to the tough areas of the floor on offense, gets himself a chance. He's a guy who's probably been robbed more by goalies more than anybody on this Rush team, but he sees his opportunity. A little bit of soft coverage there from Manning in the closing seconds of this one. Lintner sees Del Bianco move off the post. He's got an opportunity to slam dunk it for the fans here. You gotta take it. Good goal there by Dan Lintner. A late highlight here on an otherwise disappointing night for Saskatchewan.
Messenger off that truss, swings it over to Matthews, short side, stopped by Del Bianco. Ball's on the ground. Matthews is on his defender as Messenger now steps up. It's getting physical down there, and we'll see if it ensues for longer. King controls it with Bobby Kidd III on him. Cook comes in. Got his stick up high on Bobby Kidd III. Twister shot got stopped by Penny. Jarrett Smith wheels it over the Rush logo. Robert Church and Ryan Barnable out to help. Walters on the run. Punch saved by Del Bianco. Stretch feed. Jesse King was waiting for it up by the restraining line. Rubish is on the floor as well. 3:10 left to go here in quarter number 4. Shots are 47-46 in favor of Saskatchewan. Christian Del Bianco, 41 saves.
That's good, right?
A little bit. Jesse King. Back for Waters. Up top is Zach Courier, who will just stay back and play a transition role here as they dump it down onto Eric Penny.
And that's what you're probably going to see from Calgary here in the dying 3 minutes of this one. Get ball, kill time, get out with big W.
Reese Dutch one-on-one with Zach Courier as well. Now he's pushed back by Matsuoka. Towards the middle, space opens up, so he throws it for Ryan Keenan. Walter, he'll set a couple of picks. Keenan outside look off the backboard. Del Bianco with the save.
Still Del Bianco, no assists tonight. So if there's been any success for the Rush against Calgary this year, they're keeping him from the all-time goalie assist points record.
Calgary, their next game will be Friday, March 31st at San Diego inside lovely Pechanga Arena for Saskatchewan, back at home on April 1st against the Vancouver Warriors.
That Calgary-San Diego game is going to be a big one, as they do have a chance to still overtake San Diego for first in the West. they're in a bit of a battle here as Calgary is going to move to 10 wins after this one, Cody.
Garland down to Littner. He's got the last one for Saskatchewan. Ryan Keenan up top, the Whitby Warrior. Takes a couple of shots from Callies, and now Callies got Walter right in the side of the head. Robert Church, an outside look, and Del Bianco makes a save as Keenan, he hands off a good shot for Manning.
Yeah, gave him a couple good whacks there after Walter was hit up high.
Call coming. I would have to guess it's on Keenan. Not sure which chop it's for, but Del Bianco's on the bench, and it's now 6-on-5.
You know what they say, you can get away with 2, but 4, Cody.
Pace, his pass got knocked down. Cook has it around the restraining line. He'll whip that one down. It's picked off by McClellan, and now Dixon wants to grab a hold of McClellan, and he'll throw Connor McClellan to the ground by the cage as Hayden Dixon's on top of him.
Almost looked like he gave him the RKO out of nowhere on that one. 2 of them arguing. Next thing you know, he's on the ground. And McClellan wanted to get back up. Our official had to give him the old sit down on him because he wanted to spring back up, and Manning's going to go there. McClellan not happy that he got the old headlock and twist down, and on the in-house cam, as we get a second look at it, it does look like a perfect RKO. Perhaps even maybe, for those older listening, bit of a stone cold stunner on that, Cody Jansen.
Hayden Dixon, the World Junior champ back in 2018 with Canada inside this building.
Let's get a second look here as again just gets his hands in his face, tries to give him the face wash, but he counters with the RKO takedown. Then McClellan wanted back up.
Saskatchewan number 15, 2 minutes slashing. Saskatchewan number 13, 2 minutes roughing.
So McClellan
Calgary
and
number 97,
Keenan
2 minutes roughing. 5-on-4
to the box. Like we said, you're allowed to get away with 2, but not quite 4. So Keenan's got 2 for the slashes. McClellan's got 2 for the face wash. And then also Dixon also going 2 for the rough for the perfect RKO. I thought he should have got some love for that. I mean, that was a good form takedown.
Calgary back on the power play, 3 for 6 in this contest, and I think they're just gonna wash this one out.
You'd have to think so, especially with things getting testy down there. You don't want to. These teams don't play each other again this year. You've got no message to send. Just kill that time and get out of here with a big W.
Shot clock will expire, so Saskatchewan will get possession with 30 seconds left to go in regulation.
So Saskatchewan now going to need some help to qualify for the playoffs in the March to May, as they're now a couple games behind both the crossover team from the East and potentially the Colorado Mammoth tonight as well.
Clark Walter taking a beating in the corner, and now you gotta get a heat check on this thing here, as it could get out of control real quick with a couple of cheap shots being thrown both ways.
Well, absolutely, Cody. This is almost one of those with 3.8 seconds left. You got an 8-goal lead. You almost just run it out at this point to prevent any more shenanigans heading into this one, because we know these two teams don't like each other.
Saskatchewan penalty number 42, 2 minutes, illegal cross check.
So Mark Matthews.
Send the in home to serve the penalty.
Mark Matthews is going to go for 2. And they're calling somebody over to solve the penalty. So they're going to need the in-home over to serve the penalty, because Matthews will be sent back to the room because there's not enough time for him to come out. So Barnable, the in-home, will go over and sit for the 3.8 seconds. Got to think, if you're the officiating crew, you just got to wind this thing down, don't you, Cody?
Well, Todd LeBranch is going to be giving it to Harrison Matsuoku. Garland's going to be guarding, and if I know Holden Garland well, I'm not sure he really wants this one to go down, but he'll play the nice guy card, and the Calgary Roughnecks pick up their 10th win of the season. 14-6 your final score in the SaskTel Center on Co-op Field. Stay with us. The NLL postgame live report is coming up next on TSN Plus and ESPN Plus this evening. Savings Credit Union. Visit Alterna.ca to discover the credit union difference. by NLLstore.ca, a Fanatics experience, officially license everything. And by Guaranteed Rate. Now more than ever, you need the best. Well, post-game, it's Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Speed of Odd with you. And Calgary, dominant start to finish. A 14-6 win for the Roughnecks. They jumped out to an early 4-0 lead after 15 minutes of play and didn't look back. Christian Del Bianco was phenomenal. You got a sock trick from Tanner Cook, Dan Taylor, Jesse King had 4 goals, 2 assists. It was an all-around performance, and I don't think Kurt Malowski could ask for anything more.
No, absolutely not. You get out to that early lead, Cody. You take the air out of the building. You get a huge night from Tanner Cook, one of your young guys, and just really, it was huge for Calgary to come and win this, and it's really going to hurt the Saskatchewan Rush in the March for May as they drop now to 5-8. They are now 2 games behind the Halifax Thunderbirds, potentially the Colorado Mammoth, looking for that last playoff spot. Remember, you have the crossover. 5 in the East is better than 4 in the West. They're going to go over there. So now Philadelphia at 6 wins. Colorado in action tonight at 6 wins. They could still get some help, though. If Colorado does fall to Vancouver tonight, they'd still remain 1 game back. So despite getting dominated, there may still be hope for Saskatchewan in the March to May, Cody.
Chasing Colorado and Philly. Philly already lost tonight. Colorado trailing Vancouver. But in this one, Christian Del Bianco, I'll give you a final word on him because he was phenomenal. 44 saves. He's the best player in the league right now in my mind.
Oh, easily. MVP vote, not even thinking about it, it would be Christian Del Bianco. They called the Phenom coming through, and he's lived up to the hype.
Been phenomenal for Calgary so far. They pick up their 10th win of the season on Co-op Field in SaskTel Center. The Roughnecks jump out to an early lead, and they take this one 14-6. For myself, Cody Jansen, John Fraser, Speed One, and the entire production company, have a great night.